guys, welcome to Freedom in a Budget. It is Dumping Debt Friday, my favorite video of the week, where I answer your questions, celebrate your money wins. So if you have a question or a money win for me, please leave it down below in the comments and I will be sure to answer it in an upcoming video. So I have some really good questions this week and I'm excited. So we're gonna jump right in because I have a lot. First one is from Allie MJ, and she says, "Hey Kelly, how do you differentiate between baby step 3B and baby step 7 in situations such as yours where home ownership is a goal but still a while off?" That's a really good question, and honestly I struggled with being on baby step 3B while still investing and baby step 7 and what it was. And so the baby steps, it doesn't mean that you can't go back. There's times where, you know, people have been on baby step 7 and then they buy a house and they're paying on the house, or they have kids suddenly and then they, you know, going back to fund college and different things like that. So just because you're moving forward in the baby steps doesn't mean that you can't go back in them. So Jamie and I talked about it, and we really do feel like, you know, right now in our time we are saving for a down payment and, you know, the car like you guys see, but a house for us is so far in the future because we don't want to do it in the next couple of years. Just because of the market, where we are, we need to save a lot more. And so we really feel that, you know, right now we're, you know, casually saving for it, but we're just so in love with the giving aspect of it. And it's so cool just to be able to, you know, start building wealth, start giving a ton. We've tithed the entire time on this, on the journey. We didn't stop tithing. And so now it's so much fun to do the like above and beyond giving, which is just incredible. And really that's what, you know, baby step 7 is, you know, after you're debt free, of, you know, building wealth and giving. And it's just, it's so cool. So honestly, you could consider us either way. We are investing 15 to 17% of our income into our retirement. So that is a big part of it too. Part of the reasons why we're not on baby step 3 is because of that, but they're similar. So I hope that answers your question. Next one is from Amanda V, and she says, "I can totally see where you're coming from. This sounds like a perfect analogy. It makes sense if you aren't changing something. It's just a temporary fix." This was on my diet pill, it's like debt consolidation is like a diet pill video. It's just a temporary fix. With that being said, does your opinion stand the same as if your significant income changed? As of right now, I'm dealing with debt as I'm a full-time nursing student. This means I'm working like a bunch, but after 5 years at the company, I will only make $11.67 an hour. During that season, school takes up at least 80 hours a week, being clinical classes and actually getting reading and assignments done. So I'm collecting unemployment at like 130 maybe. Once I graduate, I'll be working at least 30 hours a week at a minimum of $25 an hour. So my annual income will almost triple. I have a 3-year plan to pay off my student loans, credit card debt, which is also school, and car debt. In this case, would you keep doing individual or consolidate to make it easier to just pay in one place? I would still keep it separate. Consolidation, it helps you if you're like seriously deep in debt. You have like 15 different loans, you can't keep track of them. The interest payments are so much higher, and I know it really just gives you a false sense of accomplishment. In my opinion, it's like, yeah, we did it, and then you keep on going with the same lifestyle. You know, it really does sound like you are on the right track. You have a plan. You're not going to fall into that of, yeah, I just accomplished all of that, and then I'm going to go right back into debt again or deeper into debt. But the thing that I love about keeping your debt separate, especially in your case where you have smaller debts with like credit card, loan, and all that, is it really gives you those small wins. So after you pay something off, then you're like, yes, let's go, let's roll it over. And then it gives you small wins along the way. So rather than waiting the whole 3 years to get a win, you're gonna get 3 or 4 or 5 wins along the way. And it's just gonna keep you motivated, it's gonna keep you pumped. And I personally think that's the best. You know, I've had multiple loans before in the past. It's not hard to keep track of them. If you have an Excel spreadsheet, I have mine. I have a budget template that I sell on Etsy now for $5. And it's so easy just to keep track of them, keep them in Excel. And what I do is I leave the cell in Excel, I leave the cell blank until it's paid. So if I'm scrolling through and I see any blank cells, I need to be like, oh, I need to make sure that's paid. And so anytime a payment crosses my debit card or my checking account, I automatically go ahead and log it into the budget. So to me, it's really not that hard to keep track of, you know, under 10 debts or 10 or so debts. It really isn't. Hope that answers the question. Next one is from Rachel Lynn, and she says, this is such an interesting point of view, and I really like the comparison. This is on the same video. So I wonder, if your mindset is 100% change, would you recommend debt consolidation? I feel like Dave always says not to consolidate, but I'm wondering if you might help. If so, it may help me with my student loans. I own about double what I make in a year. I'm 2 years car debt free, and I reached 1 year consumer debt free. Congratulations, that's awesome. I have an emergency fund and well-established sinking funds. I'm just curious what your thoughts are. Honestly, the same exact thing. I would not consolidate them. I would just keep them as they are. They're fine there. If you have, student loans that are 8-9% and you consolidate for 6%, maybe. But honestly, a lot of times they're not fixed rate, so you have to make sure you get a fixed rate student loan consolidation. And just make sure that the interest isn't higher than what you're already paying, and that it is a decent amount lower, and that you are still gazelle intense. Don't just be, oh yeah, I'm just going to pay the minimums and let them ride for 10 years. No, be gazelle intense. Get them gone. You did so awesome paying off your car and your consumer debt. Do the same with your student loans. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Get them gone. I remember thinking back when I, just started my debt-free journey. I was like, you know what? My student loans are like $200 a month. I don't understand what the big deal is. I'll just pay $200 a month for these and what it is. But being debt-free, it just gives you sense of a relief, sense of like accomplishment, sense of I don't owe anyone anything. Like the money I make, it's mine. And it really it changes your mindset of not being a slave to the lender. It really, truly does. So go and hustle and get those loans gone. All right, next question is from Candace Smith. And she says, I originally thought I wouldn't pay my car off until November. I was able to tighten the belt and pay it off today. My title should be in at the beginning of the month. And that is actually a money win, not a question. But awesome! That is incredible. That's really cool that you were able to pay your car off early. That's awesome. All right, Bonnie says, I was wondering what you were doing at the end of the month if you have money left in any categories. So this is actually a really good question, and people in the financial community, they either go one or two ways in this. They'll either say, leave the money in it and just roll it over into the next month. So I have $200 a month for groceries. If I have $50 left over, then next month I would get $250 because that $50 would roll over. That's one way of doing it. I personally don't do that. I put every single extra penny that is left over in any category at the end of the month, I put that towards my goals. So when I was paying off debt, I put that towards my debt. When I was cash flowing my wedding, I put that towards my wedding. Now I put it towards my new car fund. So I really think that you make so much more progress. And think of all these new like Acorn apps and all these investing things where they're talking about investing, like rolling up the change and different things like that. That's because it really does work, guys. When you are putting those little amounts to debt, it really does add up. It really does, change things. Say you have $5, $10, $20 left in a couple categories, that's going to add up. That's $50 before you know it. So I really hope that you just have that mindset of, no, let's move it over. If you want to leave it at the end of the month for the next month, then that is okay. But I really think that you're going to make so much more progress and go so much faster if you put that towards your debt. All right, next question is from Tanya Bellion. I know I'm butchering that. I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on BJ's bulk shopping? Right now, I don't spend the rest of the month, and my grocery bill for the month of September will be $270 for 2 people. I don't have a car, and I use Instacart, which is a grocery delivery service, to do my deliveries, as I save more than Ubering back and forth to and from BJ's. Unfortunately, Aldi's for me is very far, and they don't have an Instacart option available yet. I'm vegan and eat more veggies. So far, no veggies have gone bad. Just my husband eats a lot. Thoughts on how to save more, especially with fresh produce? I appreciate it. So bulk shopping. This is a tricky one. I love Costco. We don't have a Costco membership personally because we can use my in-laws and we just share with them. I'm actually going to Costco tomorrow for a mystery shop. But I'm not going to buy anything. But we go, once every few months to Costco and get a bunch of things like chicken. I love their meat. I love their chicken. Their veggies are great. And so it's really great in saving on those costs of buying in bulk. But the problem is there's so many great deals at Costco and BJ's that everything is such a good deal. But it's not a good deal if it's not on your list. It's not a good deal if you're going to eat it. If you're not going to eat it, it's going to go bad. It's not a good deal if you go and it, you know, goes bad before you can eat it. Or you buy it for your daughter and then your daughter doesn't like it, or your husband doesn't like it, and then you have this huge quantity that you don't like. Now, Costco does have a great return policy, but you just said that you were really far away and they're doing Instacart. So it's hard. They save money, but they can also spend money. I really have a torn thought process on those bulk warehouse stores. They're great, but they just burn so much money. You know, but if that's what's working for you, just be very intentional. Make sure you stick to a list. Before you go to the store, go on Costco's website and look at their sales. What I do is I look at their sales and try and plan a meal plan around that. And I look at between the sales of my pantry and see what they have on sale. And that's a really great way to cut down on costs and then stick to the list. Absolutely stick to the list. All right, money wins time. I'm so excited, guys. First one is from C. Fultz, and he said, my Jenny and I are debt-free as of 9/27/18, $75,000 in 731 days. He is exact. And that is 2 years and 1 day. CJ, that is incredible. I'm so proud of you and Jenny. That is just incredible, incredible. Congratulations. Welcome to the Debt-Free Club. It's great. It's going to sink in like a month or two later. Like it doesn't sink in right away. But I'm so excited for you. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, and next one is from Brandon. And he said, I paid off my Bank of America credit card. $3,500 in 1 year. That is awesome, Brandon. I'm so proud of you. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions down below or any money wins. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.